Evening the scales. Okay, y'all, so I made a mistake. And I hate, well, I shouldn't use hate, it's too strong of a word. I hate when clarification comes through after I've already uploaded the video. I was so keen on getting my other video out yesterday because it was Friday that I missed an important detail and I got two messages mixed up. Well, no, I got a song mixed up, I'll say. The message is still the message, right? So Lauryn Hill's The Sweetest Thing. In my last video that I posted, I'm going to go back and change the title to The Sweetest Thing. And I hate that I can't amend it without taking the whole video down and re-uploading it, which I might do since it didn't get very many views and it hasn't been seen. But part of me really doesn't want to do that. But either way, it is what it is, right? I kept hearing Lauryn Hill's The Sweetest Thing, and that is actually the song that should have gone with the other video. But I also kept hearing For the Love of Money, and because the stigma or because the circumstances of that last reading had to do with money, I thought that song went with that message, but it didn't. It goes with this one. Right now, this message, I'm actually at the park. I'm at the park early in the morning. I am waiting for first light. I did not want to record this message at home, so I came to the park early. And as soon as sunrise hits, or at least first lights hit, so where it's light enough outside, I'm going to go for a walk and I'm going to give this energy to Mother Nature. I didn't even want to record this video inside the house because I didn't like it. Because one thing before I get started that I want people to understand is that when you do something, right? And like I said, we might all look the same, but we're not all the same. We're not on the same playing field. When you do something against a chosen one, especially one that has never done anything to you, when you do something to a chosen one that is 100% not warranted, not only do you bring karma upon yourself, you bring it upon your entire bloodline. And that's both living and passed away. That's both, right? So this one is evening the scales, right? And the message that Spirit gave me was, this is about more than just money, okay? This person blocked a major blessing that Spirit ordained was yours. This could have been handled another way, but these are the terms that they outlined. And specifically, Papa Legba, Elegua, Eshu, the deities responsible for opening roads are the ones that are coming after this person. For some reason, I'm getting, if your person is into spirituality, or if they are into the Yoruba religion, or if they just know anything about it, whether they're initiated or not, this is a deity that they were working with in order to open roads for themselves, specifically financially. And they gave offerings to this deity that this deity rejected. And they don't know, because they haven't done enough inner work, that they don't understand that just because you set up an altar and just because you put some offerings on the table does not automatically mean that that deity is going to accept them. This person tried to bargain with Eshu. This person tried to bargain with Elegua, and they don't understand that that deity does not work like that. You have to come pure of heart. You have to come pure of heart. And this person didn't do that. This person came with greed, right? Their intent was pure greed. And Elegua rejected their offerings, and this person doesn't know that. In their mind, they're thinking, since I gave him something, he took it, so now I'm waiting for my blessings to come in. And this person ended up crossing a divine being that Elegua and Eshu and Papa Legba have, I'm hearing like undying love for. So this person, and if you know about like the Yoruba, religion, Elegua and Eshu are the same deity. It's like the two different sides, right? This person gave an offering to Elegua, but what they're about to come in contact with is Eshu, right? But anyways, so in this dream, this was, and here we go back again with these family dynamics. I'm going to do another video on that, talking about that, about, the toxic dynamics of family, right? But this is not that right now, but it is, but it's not. So in this dream, this was a family of three, right? These were three siblings, a male and two females. Now, the eldest sibling was a female. In this dream, their father was passing away. Now, I don't know if the mother is already gone or what's going on, but there was no mention of the mother in this dream, only the father. So in this dream, the father was passing away, and he left the eldest in charge. The eldest is the executor of his will. But the eldest, once this father, his health started declining, the eldest tried to, while this father was not in the right mental state of mind, this eldest tried to rewrite the will and get the father to sign off on it. Now, what this person was trying to do is that in this dream, the eldest was married and had three children, right? So had the husband, the white picket fence, the nice house and all this, and three children. So this person had a 5-family household. Now, the other younger two siblings only had 2-family households. One sibling was a single parent, and the other sibling was just married with a spouse, no children. So this eldest decided, well, I know that dad wanted us to split all the money evenly, but I don't think that that's fair. You all don't have as great of a need as I do. Now, mind you, this eldest is married. Both this eldest and their husband are working and have an income. This is a dual income household. Now, if your dual income household cannot manage or cannot financially support the 3 children that you have, that is not your sibling's fault or your sibling's responsibility to compensate for. Like I said, like, be fruitful and multiply. When you're married, everyone wants to scream, be fruitful and multiply. But as soon as you multiply and now your funds aren't multiplying the way your family is and you can't support them, nobody's walking around giving you handouts to help take care of that. That is now a situation that you have created for yourself. While I do believe that children are a blessing, they are a huge financial one, right? But a blessing nonetheless, right? Anyways, if you decide to go out and have multiple children, understand that your siblings and your family are not responsible for your decisions. You didn't consult them when you started having these children, knowing that you were financially struggling with the first one. You continued to have more. You didn't consult them while doing that. So it is not now their responsibility to compensate so that you can keep your head above water. But either way, this is not even that. Even if it was that, I would give it a slight more consideration. But this is not even that. This is a wife and a husband that are both making good money financially and that are okay. Like, would they like a little bit more? Yeah, like, who wouldn't? But financially, they are okay. They're not drowning, right? But either way, this oldest sibling decides to try to rewrite the will and get the father to sign off on it while he's still living, even though this sibling knows that the father is not in the right state of mind because his health is drastically declining. What she wants is for him to go back and redo the will, and she wants to change the numbers so that the money from his retirement, his savings, and his life insurance, she wants all of the money. First of all, she wants the house to be hers solely. She wants to get the house, and that's already worth hundreds of thousands. And then she wants the money from the retirement, the savings, and the life insurance to be divided amongst family size. So the way she calculated, she's like, she has a family of 5, her sibling has a family of 2, the middle sibling, has a family of 2, and the youngest sibling has a family of 2. So altogether, that's 9 people. So her family is 5 ninths of the 9 people, while the other 2 siblings are each 2 ninths of the 9 people, right? So she was like, okay, she should get 56%, the middle sibling should get 22%, and the youngest sibling should get 22%, even though the father had it divided so that they all get 33.3. Right? But that wasn't good enough for her. She was like, no, because she has the bigger family, she should get more, even though she already got the house. In the dream, the other 2 siblings were like, she can have the house, they're fine, they don't want it. So she already got the house, which means she's already getting hundreds of thousands extra, right, in assets because she's getting the house. But on top of that, she also wants to take the majority of the money. This is selfishness. Now, where this comes into play with the deities, one of the siblings, actually, both siblings here are divinely gifted, and both siblings here are divinely favored, right? But there's one sibling in specific that has goals, right? And this is the baby sibling. In this dream, this is the baby, right? I don't know why I'm getting someone thought it was the middle. You thought it was the middle one, didn't you? No, not in this case. This case, it's the baby. Although the middle sibling does have gifts and is divinely favored, it is the baby sibling that is in the most need of financial help. Now, this baby sibling has divine gifts that they are not leaning into because they are too boggled down by their worldly struggles. They are too boggled down by the fact that, well, I can't go out here and create. I can't start this platform. I can't write this book. I can't start this venture. I can't do this because I have to work, because I have bills, because I have responsibilities, because I have this, because I have that. I can't, because I have a child. It was the baby sibling that was the one that had the child. And it's like, because I have a child, I can't do this. I have to work. I have to provide. I have someone that's counting on me. And so Spirit was bringing this money in. Now, even though it's unfortunate that this father is passing, right? But with this father passing was going to be a financial blessing. I want to be careful about saying this because I feel like if this is your father, you're more focused on the father passing, which is 1,000% understandable. But understand that we all have to go sometime. So the best thing that you can do is to be there, be supportive, show up in those final moments. Just be there, be that presence, in those final moments. I'm getting for whoever this is, and this might even be the middle child. It might be the middle child that hears this message. Be there and show up in the final moments and show that you are there because you care. Show that it's not about the money. It's about the physical presence. It's about you being there for this person who has been there for you since you took your first breath. It's something about once this father sees the truth, and there are going to be glimpses, especially while he's passing away and the oldest one is shoving all these papers in his face. Once he finally sees the truth at the last minute, he's going to deem you over the will instead of this other person. This might change this whole fate. This is like a message that's coming through right now as I speak. This is not what happened in the dream, but this is like something that's coming through. If you show up, all of this might be changed. And that's if you're able to. I understand that like life be life and sometimes, right? But like the download that's coming through to me right now is that if you show up, you can actually change the wheels that are in motion, right? But back to the dream. So, this, like I said, the youngest sibling is like so boggled down by financial burden, student loans, all this stuff, that they're like, I can't go after my dreams and my goals. I can't do what spirit wants me to do, because then the world is going to basically crush me, right? So spirit, specifically Ilegwa issue Papa Legba, the road openers, we're bringing in this financial blessing so that this person could take care of their debts, pay off their debts, take care of everything that they need to take care of, so that now they have the freedom, so that now they can no longer be like, well, I'm being weighed down financially. So now they have the freedom to go after and to pursue what spirit has in place for them, actually what their higher self had in place for them. And in doing so, they're bringing up their financial freedom is the goal, and financial freedom is where spirit is trying to take them, but they can't see the forest for the trees, right? They cannot see that, y'all. And I really hate that saying, but for some reason, and probably because I'm at the park right now and I'm looking at all these trees in front of me, I'm hearing they can't see the forest for the trees. So this tragedy was going to breed a blessing, and it's all about alchemizing, right? It's about alchemizing the energy. This tragedy and this trauma was going to breed a blessing for this youngest sibling that was going to, this was just opening the road. This was literally just opening the door to so much more that's to come. So spirit had this was ordained. This was like divinely planned for this individual so that they could step into their true power, so that they can finally step into their true authentic self, so that they wouldn't be so stressed and what I want to say, so that they wouldn't be stressed by like their worldly limits, that they would be able to further connect with spirit and further connect with their higher self, so they can pursue their true divine purpose. But this sibling, this oldest sibling, being so greedy, so freaking greedy, like you're already getting the most anyways, but still that's not enough. Still you want more because of this oldest sibling's greed. Now spirit is like, okay, now this oldest sibling is blocking the blessings that we are bringing in, right? The blessings that we had. Now this person is interfering with what we had planned. That can't happen. That can't happen. Once again, that can't happen. Now, because you guys, and even though you might be of the same bloodline in terms of ancestral, spiritly, you guys are of two different bloodlines. Spiritually, you guys are of two separate bloodlines. But because worldly, you guys come from the same ancestral bloodline, they're like, well, we're not going to punish the ancestors because these ancestors are helping the divine ones, right? The middle child and the youngest. We're not going to punish them for what the oldest is doing. So then what other option does that give them? To either attack the oldest per se, or to attack the oldest's individual bloodline, which would be what their offspring. So this is why I said I had to bring this one to the park, because I do not condone anything when it involves children. It was explained in this dream that these are karmic children. These are not divine beings. These are karmic children. But at the same time, they're still children. So I don't want that energy. Like I said, I don't want that energy in my home. I got to sleep there, right? So in the dream, spirit was basically like, okay, since this person wants to divide everything based off households, we're going to even the scales. We're going to even out the households. So the only reason why the households are uneven is because this person has 3 children and a husband, whereas the other 2 only have a husband or just a child. So what they said was, they were like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take away three of the family members of the oldest. We're going to take away 3. So it's either going to be the husband and 2 children, or it's going to be all 3 children. Now, unfortunately, being that the eldest was a female, and of the 3 children, the eldest had 1 girl and 2 boys, and the eldest child was also a female, the spirit decided, it's like back when, like, what was it, I would say Prince of Egypt, I meant to say Moses, I'm thinking about the movie Prince of Egypt, Moses, where they were going to smite the firstborn. That's what spirit decided to do to start. They smited the firstborn. Now, which other 2 family members are going to go, I have no idea. But this was only the beginning. Now, if this person learns their lesson and stops there, it'll just end with that one, as tragic as it is. And they smited the firstborn prior to the father passing. So it will end there if this person learns their lesson. But if they don't, spirit is going to smite 3 of this person's family members. Like I said, either the 3 children or the husband and 2 of the children. And I hate that. I hate that, because children are so innocent and they have nothing to do with what's going on, but they get crossed in the crossfire. Now, why you might ask, doesn't spirit just smite this person? Well, because if this person successfully completes the paperwork, and if this person gets the father to sign and does the paperwork and all that goes into motion, once it's filed, signed, sealed, delivered, it's finalized. It's that's it. And yes, you can go back and contest it, but it's going to be hard to do if the father completes the will while he's still living. If he does the will while he's still living, this is his will, and it's hard to contest that, post mortem. But anyways, Spirit is like, if this person successfully alters his paperwork, changes his paperwork, and we take this person out, the paperwork is still in effect. Meaning that now all of this money, it's not even going, well, it is going to family because the children are still family. Now all of this money is going to the widowed husband and the 3 children, and the other 2 siblings, mainly the youngest sibling, still doesn't get the piece of the pie that they were deserved. So Spirit has to do this in a way that forces the oldest to make things right. The oldest was the one who started this, so they have to make things right. So that's what I mean by they have to handle this, or spirit is handling this based on the terms that this person outlined. Since this person specifically said everything should be divided based on family size, Spirit's like, okay, so we're going to even the playing field so that all 3 families have the same size. So we're cutting it down to where all 3 families are, I don't know, y'all, literally as soon as I said that, I'm hearing we're gonna uneven the playing field to where now they have less. So I don't know why as I'm saying this, I'm hearing they're going to take away everybody except for the oldest sibling. So now it's going to be like, okay, well, now you're only a family of 1. So now it's going to be divided to where you are 1/5 of the total family. And now the other 2 are both 2/5. So now you're going to get even less. But like literally, it's insane. But literally, as I'm saying that, I'm saying like the father and the children being in a car accident. But I don't even want to speak that, because like I said, the children, this is not their fault. And I hate that they're getting caught in this because of their mother's greed. But like, y'all, greed, like for the love of money, that song really should have gone with this message. It really should have gone for this message, because the love of money would seriously cause someone to want to cheat their own siblings. Like, you are so greedy. You are so greedy that you would literally cheat your own siblings just to get a few extra dollars. That's insane. That's insane, especially, like I said repeatedly, especially when you consider the fact that you're already getting more. You're already getting more. You're already getting the majority. And still, that's not enough. With the house, with the money being divided evenly, but you getting the house on top of that, you're already getting significantly more. And you mean to tell me that's still not enough? The greed is insane. The greed is insane. And especially if this is someone that's into spiritual work, I wouldn't be one bit surprised if this person didn't have something to do with why this father's health randomly, drastically declined. I wouldn't be one bit surprised. Like, someone needs to hit her. Like I said at the beginning of the year, the spiritual superpower for the chosen ones. This year, the chosen ones, we are in our villain era. Or at least that's what it looks like. To us, it is us putting ourselves first. To the world, who is so used to taking advantage of us, who is so used to us always being there and showing up, to the world, it looks like we are in our villain era. But to us, really what it is we are finally putting ourselves first. And I told y'all that a lot of people were going to be offended by the word no. This year, the chosen ones learned the word no. And a lot of people were offended by that. A lot of people were highly offended by that. So return to sender that's like the spell of the year. You don't have to get out. You don't got to go to the graveyard, get no dirt. You don't got to put shit in the freezer. Excuse my language. You don't have to flush nothing down the toilet. Y'all, speaking of which, can I say this? Quick segue. When we were younger and our parents used to be like, oh, when you comb your hair, when the little strands of your hair come out, don't put it in the trash because birds will take it and make a nest of it. You have to flush it down the toilet. Do y'all know how many negative spells you do by flushing things down the toilet? You can write your enemy's name on a piece of paper and flush it down the toilet. I don't suggest that. Right? I highly don't. But you can. But don't. But your hair is your DNA. It's your crown. It is your crown. Why would you take your own essence and flush it down the toilet? Why would you do that? The way that I think about it, but you know how highly spiritual birds are? Birds are messengers. Birds are messengers. Do you know how highly spiritual birds are? I would rather the birds have my hair than to flush my own DNA down the toilet. I would rather give my hair to Mother Nature and allow the birds to make a nest of it than to flush it down the toilet, than to flush my DNA, my crown, down the toilet. Who told y'all that? Not y'all, but I mean our parents. Who told y'all that's what we're supposed to do? Some of these things that they tell us that are superstitions, that black cats are bad luck. No, they're not. They're highly protective. The number 13 is bad luck. No, it's not. It has one of the highest energetic resonance. stop the bullshit. Stop immediately. Y'all realize a lot of the things that they told us, they actually told us backwards. And all of that was intentional. Either way, mini segue is over. What was I talking about before? Like I said, these tangents get me so offline. Either way, it's like the love of money and the greed, right? The greed. That like, it's the audacity at that. Like, I don't understand, like, I don't understand. Like, if you need money that bad, or if you want money that bad, just sell the house. Or better yet, don't sell it, because property appreciates with time. Rent it out. Rent it out. Do what the people do. Now you have real estate. Now you have your home on top of this other home. Baby, that's real estate. Rent it out. Airbnb it. Do something. You can use that house as a means to make extra income. Do that. But you mean to tell me that you're going to steal from your own siblings? And the problem is that you didn't realize when you did that, or you didn't realize that in doing that, you were interfering with the plans of a deity. So now for this person, like, all hell is about to break loose. All hell is about to break loose. All for the love of money. Anyways, y'all, as always, if you made it this far, thank you for listening. Bye.